Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox and take a close-up look at the Ducky One Mini 60% mechanical gaming keyboard and then plug it in to see it light up. So let's just take a look around the outside of the package. So in this package is a Ducky One Mini 60% mechanical gaming keyboard. Let's go ahead and slide the outer plastic bag off and setting that aside and keeping it away from babies, toddlers and animals. And now giving you a look at the outer box packaging of this Ducky One Mini 60% mechanical gaming keyboard. And now let's go ahead and open it up. Of course, pulling down and out the box tabs and then giving you a look inside the box packaging. Okay, and let's pop the keyboard out. Along with the contents inside, so let's check through to make sure that we've revealed and removed everything from the box packaging. So popping the items out and setting them on the tabletop so you have a nice full and clear view of the items from this Ducky One Mini 60% mechanical gaming keyboard, and just closing the box right up. And just setting the box to the side. Let's just set it on the left hand side of the table and just laying the contents out across the tabletop so you have a full clear view of the items that come with this Ducky One Mini 60% mechanical gaming keyboard. So right there are the contents of this gaming keyboard. So this gaming keyboard has Speed Silver Cherry MX switches. Let's start off by, of course, removing the extra packaging and giving you a close-up look. And of course, once again, setting that plastic bag to the side and of course keeping it away from babies, toddlers and animals. So once again, another look at the contents in much clearer detail. Let's start off by first taking a look at this booklet here. So there is a user manual or guide for this Ducky One Mini 60% mechanical gaming keyboard. And let's pop it open. And give you a look at the details. So there is information in Chinese, and on the reverse side there is some warranty information in English and some basic functionality and instructions on how to operate the lighting modes of this keyboard. So we can set that to the side. Let's set it on the right. And moving right along, let's take a look at the other items that come with this keyboard. So there appears to be a spacebar, which is a spare, and just taking a look at the details up close it does have some art print on it. And of course, the Ducky branding on the right hand side. It's right there, giving you a close-up look at the details. Of course, the underside as well, giving you some idea as to the material and design of the spacebar. Okay, so just setting that down and moving right along. There are a set of other keys here, as you can see, arrow keys, as well as enter and various other keys. Just giving you a quick look as the keys are, or keycaps are, in the packet, and just setting that down. And of course, moving right along, just let me set that to the side. And moving right along, there is what appears to be a USB cable to power the keyboard. Let's pop the packet open. And giving you, once again, another look up close at this other accessory. And as we can see, on one end is a USB Type A connector with a protective plastic cap, and we can see it does have a very rich gold-plated finish to the connector and yellow details inside. And setting the cap down, and of course on the opposite end you can see that also, once again, protective cap removed now, and a strong rich golden finish to the USB-C end of this cable. Okay, so just setting the caps down, and of course undoing the cable tie to give you a good idea of the cable length. So just unwinding the cable to give you some idea of the length of this cable. So right there, USB-C cable and its length. And of course just making some rearrangements around the table so everything is in view. Okay, and moving right along, of course, lastly we have in this packet a keycap puller with the Ducky branding on it. Okay, just setting that down, and of course moving to the main item itself, which is the Ducky One Mini 60% mechanical gaming keyboard. As I mentioned earlier, this one has Speed Silver Cherry MX switches to it. And just giving you an all-round look at this keyboard and doing a 360 rotation so you can get a better sense of the overall shape and design of this 60% mechanical gaming keyboard. And now taking a close-up look at the keycaps or keys. So this one has a UK layout. As you can see, the number 3 has a pound sign to it. course giving you a look to the side profile of this keyboard as well. And to give you some idea of the size of this keyboard, just placing my hand right over it, you can see my hand fully covers the width of the keyboard. And taking a look at the close-up details along the top edge of the keyboard, you see the Ducky One Mini branding on it. And of course, the USB-C socket to power the keyboard. And on the base or underside of the keyboard, it does have a glossy finish, as you can see, the pendant light reflecting on its surface. And giving you those close-up details to the labels on the underside. And we can see that it does have some dip switches on it as well. And for the anti-slip strips or pads or feet, it does have very luxurious feeling anti-slip pads, 4 of them right across, as you can see, in black. And for the legs or risers for the keyboard, providing several angles of adjustability. It's right there, one level and another level. So just giving you a look right there. It's nice to see that it does have the same anti-slip finish to the base for both levels of adjustment. And let's pop them both out at the maximum height to give you some idea, hopefully, of the angle that the keyboard rises at this maximum setting. So this is the lower setting right there. And back up to the maximum. As you can see, it is very simple to operate, and it does have a nice feel to it. And now let's do a key press test to give you some idea of the Speed Silver Cherry MX switches. So you have have some idea as to the response and noise that the switches make. And doing a simple pretend typing. And giving you a look in profile. And now let's go ahead and plug the keyboard into a laptop which I've set up to the side and see it light up. So plugging the USB-C connector into the socket right there. And let me just quickly tidy up before it gets too messy and too distracting on the tabletop. Just shifting some of the items around. So and now let's plug in the USB Type A end of the power cable, and you can see that startup pattern on the keyboard just illuminate. And let's see if we can turn the lighting on by pressing Function Alt T. So maybe not. And perhaps maybe I need to wake up my laptop. It's right there. You can see that the keyboard is now fully illuminated right across its entire key surface. And giving you some closer up looks. So you can see it does have a very smooth graduation right across the entire surface. So once again, this keyboard has speed silver Cherry MX switches. So they are the MX RGB type, given that they are backlit. So giving you those close-up details of the LEDs shining through on the base of the keycaps and through the symbols of the keycaps too. And now let's check out the lighting modes by trying again the function Alt T to toggle the different lighting modes. So just cycling through the different lighting modes, and then we can take a more thorough look at them once we've gone through the various lighting modes. So you can see the various color schemes, and this one is the radar mode, and if we toggle next, that should turn off the lighting completely. So now let's take a more detailed look. So the first mode is the wave mode, as you can see. So it just cycles continuously from one color to the next, a nice graduating pattern. Let me do Alt T that way so my fingers are slightly more out of the way. So this one is the color cycle mode. So the previous one was the wave mode. And this one would be the ripple mode. As you can see, different colors shifting on the various keycaps. And this is the random reactive mode. And moving right along, this is another reactive mode. As you can see, the colors changing with each key press. And you can see that very smooth fade out as well. And now let's try the next mode. So toggling on to the next mode, there is the what might be a breathing mode, or maybe we're still in the nope, we're not in the reactive mode anymore. This is another mode with the colors lighting up in a white before fading out. All the keys lighting up in a white before fading out, and we can see that it does have added functionality for this mode with the Z, X and C being lit, so we can adjust the RGB values for Z, X and C being R for red, green or G, and B for blue. And we can reset that by pressing function Alt V. That should reset it. And let's toggle on to the next mode. And perhaps maybe we can reset the mode completely by pressing and holding on function Alt T for about 3 seconds. Okay, so let's toggle again. So we're back to that first mode, which is the wave mode. And then of course the color cycling mode. And the kind of random individual lighting modes, or what they call a raindrop apparently. And this is the random reactive mode. Lighting up much like a Christmas tree's decoration. And moving on. Another reactive mode. And this appears to be completely turned off, except for the caps lock. So let's take that off and toggling through. So you can see the different modes. So various functionality there. Some requires perhaps a bit more in-depth or study into how they actually work, but we can see that the various modes do provide some adjustability, especially with this mode, which I'm not entirely sure, but the ZXC represents the red, green and blue values, which we can adjust. However, you can see that they are very faintly lit in brightness, with the adjustments of the RGB values. So right there, giving you some level of customization. And the keyboard also does have customization modes for CM1 and CM2. And let's toggle. And we can see the WASD being lit in a different color to the rest of the keyboard. So plenty of various color settings and modes to play around with, and of course the customization ability as well of this keyboard. And of course we can adjust the speed of the effects as well with function Alt J and L, J being to decrease and L to increase the speed of the effects. So there you can see moving very, very quickly. And slowing it down with the function Alt J. And let's toggle through the colors once again. We can see that we've encountered a WASD setting by just messing around with the keyboard. And I'm not sure how to remove the WASD, but nonetheless we can see the different lighting effects that this keyboard does offer. And this is probably just a very small demonstration of its capabilities, but nonetheless giving you some idea. And of course, if we hold function Alt T for 3 seconds, it should reset the lighting modes altogether. It's right there, back to normal, back to default, back to a very standard lighting mode. And of course toggling through once again very quickly, and of course these are the reactive modes, so have to press to actually show you what it does. And right there. And with the brightness can be adjusted as well. This is the radar mode, and I think you can see we can adjust the color once again with the RGB values through Z, X, and C with the function Alt Layer. So this time giving you a closer up look at the details. And just toggling through once again with the function Alt Tab. Of the various lighting modes of this Ducky One Mini 60% mechanical gaming keyboard. So that's the Ducky One Mini 60% mechanical gaming keyboard. Thanks for watching and happy gaming!